No, on mine. Okay, everybody. So, I know it has been a couple of days since we last had a meeting, hasn't it? Yesterday I was planning on having a meeting on July 26th, but I was just feeling a little bit too busy, a little bit too preoccupied with things, a little bit low energy, and I thought that it would be a good opportunity, a good chunk of time of yesterday that you and me could get a little time to get comfortable and settle in and just kind of veg out a little bit. and not have to have any obligations for coming here, and being part of these meetings. So I thought that it would allow you a little bit of just free time yesterday, just as a break from your corning experience that you've already probably had a break. Now, I will tell you that for those who participated in Biology Clubus, for those who are part of that, the very, very first meeting was yesterday. Okay. All of you who were in that meeting should have printed books. All of the other Minton students who wanted to have a printed book, I still have to make the clones for those people, and I will give them the book. Yesterday in the meeting, you should have logged into Pearson, and also my BioClubus page, and I really, really hope that those people have done the scavenger hunt for the biology online textbook. Because today we're going to officially be delving into our very, very first topic. We're going to get into ecology today. We're going to be talking about the global systems and the levels of ecological organization today. Okay, so that's really the plan for those who want to be part of Biology Clubus, and for those who are already taking it at Kind Look Academy. Way back in December, I gave a little pacing guide, a little outline of all the courses and credits we offer at the academy over there, the science ones, the history ones, and also the English. I had originally planned to teach those classes, but I was busy with this Minton. So they already got teachers and positions for those things. So because I'm interested, and because those people who did not get in, that they find that themselves right now, they're feeling interested and they want to learn about biology, where they feel that they need to, whatever the reason might be, then they can come to this clubus. Okay? So that's really all I have to say about that. Okay, it's going to be a really, really exciting day, and I know that yesterday was a little bit exhausting, going to the schooling room and then coming to me, to learn the orientation and the introduction to all the biology things, because we are using the same textbook that they're using for the regular biology class. But I just did not want to have to go through the introduction information, just what is science, characteristics of living things, branches of biology, the chemistry of life, such as things like matter, properties of water, enzymes, chemical reactions, and carbon compounds. If this was a real class, then I would probably get into that stuff and really take it more seriously. But it's about the content, and it's about the actual fun and enjoyment and experience and interest in learning in it. And remember, it's Clubus, so it's a voluntary thing. We're going to do really, really fun activities, really, light-filled things, but there is that class element to that. And every day will, for those of you who are in there, I have to, give a lecture about the content that we're talking about that I will be filming. If we're doing any sort of lab or experiment or taking like a test or quiz, well, did I tell you that we're not going to have any in a clubus? So I apologize for saying that because that wasn't true. I say things that I contradict what I say. And that happens to everybody. But if we're doing any light-filled activity or any lab or anything along those lines, then I will not be really filming the process of it. We'll see. But for this first topic, ecology, we're not going to really have a whole lot of labs and those kind of things because it's not like chemistry. It's not like cells and genetics. Now I have that is one of the announcements down the drain. Okay. So all of you in that clubus, you should have made the decision yesterday, and you were part of that meeting. For those of you who still want to be part of that and participate, then the cart is still open for you to join the clubus. Okay, this is the very, very last opportunity. You have to make a decision today and right now if you want to be part of that. Now what's going to happen is for those who make the decision, I'm going to get you caught up to where everybody else is. You're going to sign in, and I have the sign-in information on my page on the backboard. You're going to sign into Pearson Real Life, and then you're going to do the scavenger hunt. That's really all we really did yesterday. And I was planning on watching a video on the biology trailer, but that's when I found out that time ran out and there was a bus waiting out there. So that's how it is. Okay, so for those of you, please make the decision now or never, and then I will help you on getting things set up and everything, and then you'll do the scavenger hunt. So, I know that we're starting this Leo season a little bit later. That's because at the very, very start of it, we were at Corning. Okay, we're going to start it a little bit later this year. Okay, we're going to be starting it officially today. And I'm going to go over all the plans that I have for that. We're going to be watching a lot of videos today. We're going to be watching one horoscope, actually. Now, this is the thing. I did tell you that with Deborah Silverman, you need to watch her horoscopes on your own. Now, I did send an email out to you yesterday with the link to the horoscope for July 25th, 26th. Did everybody watch that? Sun in Leo, Moon in Libra. Wonderful. Okay, yeah. Because sometimes you need to initiate if I may forget. It's like when we were at Corning, I didn't, have the tools, to show you the, the horoscope because I couldn't set it up on any TV, and I prefer doing the very, very first day of, when the moon or the planets are in, a certain, sign or placement or something. But that is going to be something that you all need to remember. That is going to turn into your responsibility if I have so much planned and or I forget, there's a lot going on, or when you're at Corning, you need to I really, really want you to have a goal at keeping up with watching those horoscopes. Okay, and today is going to be a really, really special horoscope. When the sun's in Leo and the moon in Scorpio. And I want someone in this room, besides Zach Callison, to tell me why that horoscope is so important. Exactly. Yes, the sun and the moon are flipped. Just like if you're, like it's like October, or late September, and you watch the horoscope, Sun in Libra, Moon in Aries. My half birthday is October the 6th, so we're going to celebrate our half birthdays. And your half birthday was in April. Remember, half birthday is, when people say that this kid is 6.5, well, that's when you get to the opposite day of when you were born of that year. And then that's your half birthday. So my real birthday, April 6th, half birthday, October the 6th. Sun in Libra, Moon in Aries. Okay? It's also when the Sun and Moon are flipped around. Okay? So, well, not necessarily. It's still in your opposite sign. But, that's probably not what I'm getting into. The Sun and the Moon are flipped with that Callison. So I will come to terms about this, and I will say that, as you know, Zach Callison's Sun is in Scorpio, Moon is in Leo, okay, as you should all know. Today the Sun's in Leo, Moon in Scorpio. And I was reading something really, really interesting about the astrological cycle. There was something called a decan or a decan. And that's a particular set of days broken down into 3 parts of an astrological season. So I was born in the second decan of my season. When there's the most, probably always flavor of it. But so anyway, we're going to be watching that horoscope today, okay? I'm going to get to that at the end of all the, the other things. We're going to be watching Sun and Leo, Moon and Scorpio. Then, I want to talk to you about a personal story that happened to me a couple of days that I was just feeling really, really angered by. Very disappointed in, very appalled at someone's really nasty, vulgar, and really shameful, just unpleasant, inappropriate, disrespectful behavior. You know me with adjectives. So we're going to be watching a video from her Signs Under Pressure series, Deborah Silverman's Signs Under Pressure series. How many of you have seen those videos in that playlist, Signs Under Pressure by Deborah Silverman? Okay. So, yeah, that's great to know. How many of you have seen all of the signs, all of her videos on that? Okay, so none of you. Okay, well, how many of you have at least seen your sun sign? Okay, that was way too obvious. Sun, moon, and ascendant, or just sun and moon, people. I don't want to. Okay, this is. I get it. Okay, so yeah. So before I just have people raise their hand at all sorts of different things, I just want to tell you that I want you to go in, and I want you to go in, probably watch all of those, or maybe watch your dominant sign, or your sun, moon, and ascendant. Your dominant sign is the sign in your chart that appears most. So I believe that my dominant sign is Gemini. And let's see. So dominant sign, sun, moon, and ascendant. Remember, the ascendant is your soul. Where the sun was on the eastern horizon, where you were born. So it's ascending. It's going up. It's ascending. It's rising. Ascending means rising. The sun rises east in the sky in the morning, which is right now. Well, technically it's after the point, but anyway, so welcome to Leo season. So I want to go over all these announcements. Now, actually, let me go back to what I was saying about signs under pressure, Leo. Now, this is going to get into, because it's Leo season, and because I always think of, well, not always, but the indominant month is where we talk about the introduction. The dominant month is where we really get into it. The indominant month is the low roads or the negatives or the early degree Leos. And then the, in August is the more evolved and higher road Aquarian version of the sign Leo. So I think it's a good time to start out with the the negatives and the low roads, and what are those low roads, recognizing, and then finding the medicine to improve upon. The golden rule of the Amenton, and this is my biggest pet peeve. I will not accept positives and then negatives. I will also not accept negatives and even more negatives. Either negatives or positives and even more positives. That's the golden rule of the Amenton. Me and all the other Amenton leaders have the same philosophy on that, and I think that you all need to stand by it. Okay? So we're going to look at the low roads of Leo, because if you didn't know, this is what that is going to be involving. So signs under pressure, Leo under stress. If you didn't know who my family is, because that's why we do these corning things, because I say that because I really don't feel like I need to get into personal business with this Amenton. But I will say that Corning means my house that some of my family live, that I go to visit them while you're in another building. And so as some of you probably know that my dad is a Leo sun, and I'm going to be talking about the flavor of that this whole entire astrological season. And we're going to be talking about the low roads of Leo today, and what Leo is like, Pluto-y and destructive, when Leo gets mad or anxious, because it's really going to tie into the personal story that I'm going to be talking to you. And I need to grab something so that I can be able to talk. Alright. Okay, now. Okay. Now, as I was saying, it's going to tie into the personal story. I want to talk about this to the whole Amenton when the time comes. Because when I came back from Corning, as I said, I was feeling very, very annoyed, very frustrated, very angry, disappointed, offended, and appalled. And I was feeling mentally and emotionally drained from the experience. And that's probably part of the reason why when you got back, I just let you unpack and settle in. so that I needed time to kind of, wind down and have space, so that I would not need to give a meeting that day. We came home on the later side. So, and that was also the day that Zach left for home for a couple of days. Back now, so nice to see you again. Wonderful. Um, let's see here. So I'm going to get into all of that information later on, okay? I'm going to talk about Leo concert. There will be a concert. Now, I know it's going to appear like I have a lot of plans for this astrological season, but really, I don't, because I don't have any in my natal chart, although my mentioned person does have Leo in his chart. I don't. So, I'm not really going to be doing a whole lot, but there is going to be a couple of things that may appear like a big deal, but they're really going to be kind of a small deal in addition to other things, other big things. So there will be a Leo concert, and a Leo concert that is going to be featuring music from the movie that I'm sure that maybe a lot of you have seen, The Lion King. And can you figure out why we're going to be watching The Lion King on August the 1st? Can any of you any of you know why? Yes, exactly. Leo is the lion. Leo is represented by the lion, the king of the jungle. Leo is bold, bright, exuberant, wants to show himself up in the world, very, just very, just lights up room kind of quality, and gets the attention, and is the real spotlight that everybody pays attention to. And we're going to be talking about that more as we go, and you're going to be discovering, particularly for those who are in Leo Clubus, those meetings will not be filmed. We've already talked, we already went through a good half of the introduction already, of which Zach has read. I started reading, and then you took over because you have more Leo than I have, which is none, any real. So I'm going to kind of let you take the kind of center stage on that, and I will just, insert a few things here and there. But so let me see here. So, yeah. Leo Clubus, remember, introduction, the indominant month, main categories, dominant month of a sign. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, also you're learning about all of that, if you're joining Leo Clubus. I was going to say, we're not going to film those meetings because I have the book, and all of you who are members have the book on Kindles. I have it on the phone that I'm recording off of right now. And if I try to record at the same time of having this going, and then having to go to another site to be able to find the book and read it, then the recording would just stop. And I couldn't, have it going while I had the other thing on my phone. So that's why they will not be filmed, because it's impossible to do that. Unless I want to waste up the memory of somebody else's phone, then I don't want to have to do that. So those meetings will not be filmed. Okay, they will, they'll just be kind of just regular meetings. Okay, and then you'll be, just kind of the, kind of the leading role of the meeting. I'll kind of be, running it, guiding it, running it first, but you'll be the, really person that, teach it kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. Kind of like a co-teacher type deal will, that teacher takes over kind of thing. Um, so come Virgo season, come when it gets to mid to late August, things will pick back up again, and we will really get into Virgo with maybe there'll be like a project called, um, it's like there might be a project where you might have to figure out something that you just want to get right in life, that a person that you want to help, details, analyzing, caregiver, the will flavor Virgo because I have Jupiter in that sign if you didn't know. Um, so when it really get into Virgo, and I had best friend who was a Virgo sun, born on, I believe, August 29th. That was the day after Levimbi Talia talk, or Mrs. Sanchez, Moe Sanchez. She was born on the 28th. And her daughter, Alicia, I know her birthday, which is December the 7th. So she is a Sagittarian. So they're both mutable. So that's really all that I have to say about that, I believe. Yeah. So I want to get into the Leo consort. I have composed a song, "Welcome to Leo Season." Okay. That's kind of the title of the song. We're also going to be watching The Lion King, as I said, because Leo is the lion. We're also going to be stealing songs from that and kind of putting little snippets of that in with the concert. So putting Circle of Life, but I wonder if I should do that because I feel like the ideas of that are a little bit more Libran. But definitely The Lion Sleeps Tonight. You know that song? In the jungle, the quiet jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. That kind of thing. So this Leo season is a thriving time for anybody, that has it in the sun, moon, ascendant, or dominant sign. That they can, really relate to what we're going to be getting into in the, attention getting out into the world. And I know that you can probably relate to that a lot because you have the moon. Just like I will be taking full charge when it comes time for Libra season, coming up mid to late September, because that is my opposite complementary sign, and that's in my moon. I was born during the full moon. So Leo Constant will also be looking at cosmic sounds, because I really did not play the video for cosmic